What's up? How you doing? I have some coffee here we're gonna try. Well, I'm gonna try. Gourmet Cafe Latte, Organo Gold. Good stuff. I've had it before, so I know it's good. It contains Ganoderma lucidum. It's in here. So, I'm gonna open it up. Comes in little packets. Little packets like that. Shake it down. I have already made some hot water, so we're going to pour this into my cup. Oh, that smells really good. Good stuff. That's a good smell. You know it's going to taste good because it smells good. Although that's not always the case, because skunk smells like fresh coffee, but skunk does not taste good. Have a marlin on this side. That's good for getting knots loosened up on a rope. Yeah. So Organo Gold. Organo Gold. This is the best stuff if you're out overnight camping somewhere. You have your tent set up and you wake up, 7 a.m. whatever, 6:30. Get that fire going, put your kettle on top, the hot water, and then open up one of these packets. Best thing in the morning. Best thing. Ganoderma. So we're going to take a little drinky poo. I don't know if this is kids' temperature, but feels a little hot. Delicious, man. Hot. I made it with fire, that's why it's hot, but it's very delicious. Once again, I highly recommend this when camping somewhere. You go out, Mount Baldy or something, or anywhere in the San Gabriel Mountains. Bring a few packets of this stuff here. Sitting there in front of the fire, nice cool breeze blowing over the mountain, and here you are having a cup of this coffee. Well, like I said, I've had it years ago for the first time, a couple of years back, and really liked it. Bought it a few times after that, and now I got a brand new container of this stuff. So Saturday today. They don't have cartoons like they did when I was a kid. In my time, Channel 457, ABC, CBS, NBC, they all had cartoons in the morning Saturday. So you'd get up at 7. I would get up at 7. And I'd turn on the television. I had a Had a black and white television set. It would take like a minute to warm up. Turn that switch on. Had a Zenith. I don't know if it was a System 3. I think it was just a Zenith. I always wanted a System 3, but I had a Zenith, a plain Zenith. And about a minute after that, the screen would come on, and I'd watch my favorite cartoons. Be in my room from 7 o'clock all the way until the last one played, which was Fat Albert. And then, you know, I'd go in the kitchen occasionally, get something to eat. Of course, orange juice. Had to get orange juice every day. Glass of orange, not just one, a few glasses, you know. Big fan of orange juice, especially, we used to get Hood. That was the one that they had in the little grocery store near my house. But the best tasting one was Tropicana Premium. That was the best tasting one. Sit there, sip that down, watch Hong Kong Phooey. Kids don't have that anymore because now you can get on cable and or satellite and watch cartoons anytime you want. You don't have to wait till Saturday. Hong Kong Phooey, man, that big hero of mine, Hong Kong Phooey. He was a janitor, probably the best job you could have, janitor, the police station, and nobody knew he was Hong Kong Phooey, even though he's a dog. Hong Kong Phooey is a dog. They have the same voice. And Spot, he was also in the police department. And yet nobody said, wait a minute, the Hong Kong Phooey has a cat. There's Penry, he's got a cat. Cat had stripes, but they called him Spot. And then later on in the day, Land of the Lost. Love that show, Land of the Lost. Electro Woman and Dyna Girl. And that was part of the another thing that would come on with a car where these teenagers went into the junkyard, put this doom buggy together, and then they found a horn, special horn. They and then the car would change into Wonder Bug. Was able to fly and everything.
Videotaping.
Yeah, videotaping. Having a cup of coffee here.
Oh, I'm just trying to find the cats.
They're not in here.
Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me.
But yeah, that was a good little vehicle there. And I don't understand why they wouldn't have always had it in Wonderbug mode. Why change it back to that Schleprock car? Just always have it Wonderbug. And then Speed Buggy was another cartoon. Then there was the one with was it Devlin or something? It was kind of based on Evel Knievel. They would travel the country in a Winnebago or something, and he was the daredevil. He had a motorcycle. He would jump, but I think they would also solve crime. You know, everywhere they went, there was some kind of crime, I think. And they had a girl who was like really smart on the computer. But it's like that show BJ and the Bear. Everywhere Greg Evigan, BJ McKay, BJ McKay, I think it was Billy Joe McKay or something. Everywhere he went, he would solve crime. So he was a truck driver, and he solved crime. Like, where do you find the time to do both? And he had that chimpanzee there, bear. Kind of corny shows back then, but we watched them. They were fascinating to us. Love Boat. That came on Saturday night, and you know, everybody on that crew flirted with everybody on the ship. And I look at the ship now and I go, that's a small ship. It's not a big ship, but inside it looks like it's huge. Always had that fake swimming pool background, that blue sky thing, gray, whatever, painted, looked fake. And then Fantasy Island after that. Every show from the 70s and before, even 80s, had a touch of corniness, very campy. But now you watch Love Boat and you see all the sexual things they were talking about that as a kid you didn't really notice. So even the captain was getting some Steubing, which to me, Captain Steubing is. For me, it was more. He was the bad guy on Hawaii Five-O. What was his name on Hawaii Five-O? Fat Chicken or something. They had Merrill, Captain Steubing, playing a criminal on Hawaii Five-O. Jack Lord always had to go after him. Just really good. Yep. But yeah, that's the way it was back in my time. Cartoons, Saturday morning. And then, of course, later on in the day when cartoons were done, I would go and play a lot, But there was one thing that would kind of keep me home if it was like a rainy day or, something that, I didn't feel like going out or something during that time. Bowling. They had bowling. Earl Anthony. Man, loved watching bowling. Like Saturday afternoons, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they'd have championship bowling. And I enjoyed watching that. Even candlepins. But I like the 10-pin ones there. What was the other guy? Roth, the competitor to... and Roth is still around. Mark Roth, I think, yeah. So, I was a big fan of bowling. That's why I like the Flintstones, because they bowled. But yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. And then Tarzan. They would show Tarzan. I think that was on Sundays. Sundays they would have Johnny Weissmuller or Weissmiller. I don't know. Different people say it different ways. But I would watch Tarzan a lot. And he was my favorite one. He was the Olympic athlete there that became Tarzan. It's a really good show. Then there was the modern Tarzan. What was the guy's name? Ron Eli. Anyway, that Tarzan, he spoke perfect English. And my father was not a fan of that. My father would say, Tarzan drives a stick shift. Yeah. And I would say, well, it's because there was an episode where Tarzan was driving a Jeep, and the Jeep was stick shift. And somehow he knew how to drive that. So, yeah, my father liked Tarzan, who had broken English. Didn't know how to speak English well. But I think in the book, Tarzan is highly educated, so he speaks English well. And I think the Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan was a deviation from the book. Because in the book, I think he's educated. I think he's educated in England, so he speaks proper English. But best thing about Tarzan was the yell. That was the best thing. And that sounds like it was manipulated in the studio. There's no way a human can make that sound like that, because it sounds like it's played forward and then it's reversed at some point. And I think could have used one guy, but it sounds like they might have used a couple of different voices, blended them, and then reversed a portion of it. But it's whoever came up with that. That's really cool. I know Johnny Weissmuller says that he came up with it, and that's his voice making that sound. But I don't know. I find that hard to believe, since I've never seen him do it live. Like, I've seen many shows where he's being interviewed, and I never seen him demonstrate that yell, that Tarzan yell. That's because he probably couldn't do it live. Anyway, here we are once again. Oh, and Schoolhouse Rock. This thing here was part of Saturday mornings. So during commercial break, every once in a while they would play a theme from Schoolhouse Rock, and you can see I'm just a Bill sitting here on Capitol Hill. That was a cool one. You know, you had it's just the guy that generate power. But yeah, these were very educational. You learned more from this than you did in school in those days. You know, it's like this was more memorable than the stuff they taught you in school. Conjunction function. Anyway, that's it. Organo Gold, Gourmet Cafe Latte, or Gourmet. That's it. All right. See you later.